What's this? New face in town, eh? Well met, stranger. The name is Hrothgar, originally of Hillsfar. But now, after years of traveling up, down, and under Faerun, I am content to call this town my home. Who might you be?
So, my apologies. First, welcome to Icewind Dale. Secondly, my apologies that we are starting over. The party of the paladins and cavaliers, they just weren't strong enough. They struggled with that first quest. They would not make it past the additional quest. So we're going to start over with a new party. And what I would have liked to have done is have a party of all dwarves. But unfortunately, the classes that dwarves can be is very limited. So we couldn't really have a full complement of dwarf party that was balanced. So unfortunately, we are playing elves. Now, why are we playing elves? We could have played humans. That was an option. And I would rather play humans than I would elves. However, humans can't multi-class. They can dual class, but they can't multi-class. And in order to really have a good, strong party, I need to multi-class. And so that's where the elves come in. Now, I've mentioned before that this game really wants your party to have a bard. Unfortunately, elves can't be bards because I don't know why. So, these arbitrary rules that D&D comes up with, it's just crazy. I've already talked about my dislike of bards to begin with. I think they're a waste of space. They're like not good at anything. But since we have to have one, I would like for it to be a elf so we can have a party of full elves. But we can't. Fortunately, though, a half-elf can be a bard. So we can still fit a half-elf as a bard in our group and have some consistency of story, some validity or believability of story. Yeah, stretching it, but, whatever. This is the rules that have been imposed upon us. So we have this party of elves now that are here to investigate this growing sense of evil in the world. And we'll go through this first kind of episode, and then in the next episode we'll do a little bit more introduction of the group since since my blathering on here about why we're changing the group, it's going to take quite a while. And we want to do gameplay, not just blathering on about stuff. I will say, though, that this group is from the Leaf clan of elves that hails from the northern Lurkwood of Faerun, near the spine of the world. And our leader is called Rai-al Leef. So that's why we say, my name is Rai-al Leef here. So greetings, Hrothgar. My name is Rai-al Leef.
Well then, welcome to Easthaven. Whatever your business in these parts might be, I would offer you this small piece of advice. While you're in my town, you do well to be on your best behavior. These folk are under my protection, and anyone who would seek to do harm to them in any way shall answer to me. That said, I'll let you get back to your cups. I'm sure you've had a long journey, and you'll find there's no better way to shake off the cold of the road than by downing a few mugs of Grisella's best. And if you're in need of lodging, I would recommend talking to Quimby over at the Snowdrift Inn over on the east side of town. Equipment and supplies can be purchased next door at Pomab's Emporium. Pomab's prices are a bit high, even for a Kalashite, but you'd be better off well-equipped and short of coin than the other way around. Ill-prepared travelers don't last long in these parts. Once you've had a chance to rest up and get your bearings, come by and see me at my house. It's just a couple doors west of here. There's some business I would discuss with you. Farewell.
Farewell. So, journal's been updated. Today, our party arrived in a snowy lakefront community known as East Haven. Weary and half frozen from the road, we hastily made our way into the local tavern to find a hot meal and some friendly conversation. Scarcely had we seated ourselves at a table by the hearth when we were approached by a burly warrior who called himself Hrothgar. He seemed friendly enough, but something in his eyes warned us that he wasn't one to cross. He politely asked us to come see him at his home, a couple doors west of the tavern, to discuss business of some sort. So our leader is Rai-al Leef, who is a druid. And we'll explain what that's all about. True neutral, of course. So we'll explain all that in the next episode. In the meantime, let's go get the talking to people out of the way. Townsperson. Darn. Because, want to keep it family friendly. First one elf, then another. Thought your kind didn't venture too far north. Dude, we live in the Lurkwood Forest, which is near the spine of the world. What are you talking about? Another elf? What other elf are you speaking of? There's some elf with an enchanted blade up at the Snowdrift Inn. Didn't catch his name. Ervain or something. Queer-looking fellow. Oh, I wonder if that is meant for us to, steal his enchanted blade. That's what that's about. I've never played a main character who was an elf before, so I'd never seen that dialogue before. Maybe I'll go see him if I can find him. I had some questions about East Haven first, however. East Haven? Lived here for quite a span, I have. Things have been getting worse of late, though. Do you mean the weather? The weather's been going from bad to worse. Never seen it get so cold this early in the year. And there's no sign of it letting up. With all this snow, the passes to the south are going to get snowed in early. Very well. I wanted to ask you some other things about East Haven. Then he says that. Do you know where I can find Hrothgar's house? Hrothgar's house is in the corner northern part of town. It's the one with the gaps in the overhang. Hrothgar swears he's going to fix it, but I'll believe that when I see it. He's always running around trying to take care of everyone else. Why are you going to see him anyway? Planning to join his expedition? Expedition? Yeah, word is Hrothgar's been so rattled by that messenger from Koldahar collapsing dead at the front door to the Temple of Tempest that he wants to put together a band to go see what's going on down south. What did the messenger say? Darned if I know. Only Everard over at the temple and Hrothgar would know for sure, I suppose. Still, if it's enough to get the two of them riled up, can't be good. Maybe I'll ask him about it. In the meantime, I wanted to ask you some other things about East Haven. Can you tell me about the town? Well, since you're new in town, you'll probably want to get a room at the Snowdrift Inn. It's on the eastern side of town. The innkeeper, Quimby, he's the right enough sort. He should have plenty of rooms available, but he just got an elf guest from the south, so at least one room is taken. And can you tell me any more about the town? Aside from Quimby's Inn, there's Pomab's Emporium in the northeast part of town. He could be a right jerk, Pomab can. So I hope you don't need to buy anything from that copper-clenching jackal. Wish that darn Calishite had stayed down south with the rest of his kind. Can you tell me any more about the town? Well, there's the Temple of Tempest, that huge blue glass structure to the northwest run by Everard. Hear tell, Everard's the one who saw that messenger from Koldahar, if you can believe it. Fellow died right on his doorstep. Any other places I should see while I'm here? Might pay a visit to the Scrimshander, Apsel, down to the southwest. He's got some nice pieces of art, if you like that sort of thing. What's a Scrimshander? A fishbone carver. Apsel carves the bones of knucklehead trout into little sculptures and such. Fetch a nice price down south, they do. I see. I wanted to ask you some other things about East Haven. I think that's it. Yep. And then everybody else just says the same thing except for Hildreth Highhammer. Well met. Why, ye seem to be like a fresh new vein of ore, all untried and untested. I be Hildreth, should ye wish to know. See, as an elf, maybe I should insult him, but no, I'm not going to. Nice meeting you, Hildreth. Now, if you don't mind... Oh, I don't want to do that one. A vein of ore? What do you mean? What I'm saying is that you look a little new at this adventuring thing. No offense intended. We all have to start somewheres. If you be looking for tips, I even have some news that might prove interesting to ye. Oh, I see. What news do you have? I'm not all eyes and ears here. Mostly I've been... Yeah, he said not. Mostly I've been keeping to my cups to keep the chill away. But I've heard that a local sword named Hrothgar is putting together some sort of expedition. Sounds like it might be fun. I'll be going along myself. Oh, what do you know about the expedition? Folks around here say that Hrothgar be a valiant man, but not the type to go dashing off to his death. They say he be an excellent leader. We're heading up to the mountains to investigate some sort of disturbance up there. You'd best be talking to Hrothgar himself to hear this full story. Well, if you're going, it must be a good trip. You seem like a seasoned adventurer. Farewell for now. And then we'll go talk to Grisella. Right? Yeah. Hello there, dearie. Welcome to Winter's Cradle Tavern. My name's Grisella. I own and operate this fine establishment. What can I get for you? How about a drink? A drink? Of course, dearie. After all, this is a tavern. Plenty to drink here. Hehe. Well, what do you have? Yes, well, you see, I'm in a bit of a bind right now. I've just run out of everything. I've nothing to offer you in the way of a drink at this moment. You've run out of everything. Well, the tavern hasn't run completely dry. I do have some stock down in the cellar, but what? This is rather embarrassing. But I'm having somewhat of a pest problem down in that dirty old cellar, and I'm afraid to go down there. I do so hate bugs. Just the thought of those nasty creepies and crawlies sends shivers down my spine. I see. Is there anything I can do to help? It's awfully sweet of you, dearie. But I don't expect you to go to any trouble on my account. I'm sure I'll think of something. Have no fear, madame. I shall see to it that the pests down below trouble you no further. Wonderful. Stairs to the cellar are in the back room. Now you be careful down there, dearie. And don't let any of those little buggers creep back up here, all right? All right. So let's get armed for combat. For our little wooden staves. So our party consists of two fighters. Our Skald, which is a type of bard. I figured since, we're from a tribal community that a Skald made more sense than just a straight bard. And then our fighter / thief dual class. And then our druid. So we're going to move him up here.
Happy, but I'll keep us alive.
And him here.
Ready. Done.
That's our battle formation. Okay.
Here.
So you go whack this dude. You go whack this dude. You sing. And you can whack this dude.
Gods grant me strength.
All right.
Orders?
This guy and our cleric
To
Got the first
butcher's
kill.
work,
Okay,
then.
they got the second.
To victory.
All right. And there's nothing we can loot from any of these.
Understood.
I do want to come in here, no, or Skald, and customize our script. We want it to be bard controlled. Because we want him to be singing all the time. Takes way too long for him to start singing once battles begins. So he'll just be singing, annoying everybody.
Got it.
Watch my back. Very well.
She has a high charisma. He does not. Any luck getting rid of those nasty bugs, dearie? My customers are getting pretty thirsty. It is done. Those bugs won't be troubling you anymore. Thank you, dearie. You're a lifesaver. Just do me one more favor. Keep this little bug problem between you and me. I don't want folks thinking Grisella's place isn't clean. Run along now. Okay, well, that was quite rude, just dismissing us like that. Let's leave. She wants to kick us out. We'll go.
Done.
And if you took the trouble to watch the first part of our series with the other party, okay, dude, whatever, stop.
My pleasure.
You'll see that we tried to talk to everybody and what the results were. We're not going to do that because we know who to talk to now. Well met, stranger. The name's Gaspar. Gaspar the fishmonger. What can I do for you this fine day? Fishmonger, this doesn't look much like a fish shop. That's because it isn't, my friend. This is my home. I may be a fishmonger, but that doesn't mean I hawk fish like some street vendor. I deal in large quantities of dried knucklehead and scrimshaw, the bulk of which I keep stored in my warehouse down on the shore. Dried what? Knucklehead trout. It's rare fish found only in the lakes of the 10 towns. Their bones are used to produce valuable scrimshaw. You must make a decent amount of coin selling these fish. It's an honest living. I make most of my profit from trade, though. As a matter of fact, I have an important transaction in the works as we speak. What sort of transaction? The town's food stores are running dangerously low. My warehouse foreman, Jurin, tells me that there may not be enough food to last through the coming winter. I've arranged a trade with old Galloway up in Cair Dineville that will keep our stomachs full well into next year. The cavern's due to arrive any day now. Well, best of luck to you. Farewell. Don't mind that we just busted into your home. Wait.
Yes. Whatever you say.
And all of these just, they're no different than the patron in the bar we talked to. Doesn't give us any new information. Eh? Oh, sorry, friend. Didn't see you standing there. Name's Honan. Something I can do for you? I'm surprised you saw me as deep. No, I'm not going to do that one. She has high charisma, so not going to be rude. Are you alright? You seem preoccupied. No, I'm fine. Just taking in the view of the lake for a bit, trying to shake these dreams out of my head. The lake's beautiful, isn't it? Dreams? Usually those fade upon waking, friend. Maybe a day's worth of fishing will chase them away. Ah, well, the dreams have been fishing in me of late, friend. So much so I can barely catch a wink before they rouse me from it. A frustration it is at times. Sometimes it seems like they're more real than the waking world. What kind of dreams? Well, there's a woman. And don't give me that eye. It's not like you think. She walks upon the surface of the lake as if it were flagstones instead of waves. She doesn't say anything, just sings. Beautiful songs. But I can't understand a word. Some races that dwell beneath the sea, including the elves, don't speak as we do. Perhaps the woman is speaking to you, and speaking through dreams would not be beyond their talents. If truth be told, friend, darn it, there's no sense to it. These dreams are eating at me like a starving wolf. I can barely hold a daily thought in my head before the memory of the dreams hounds its way back in there. By the Hades, I don't know how much more of this I can take. Well, if I can find some way to help you, Onan, I will. I don't know how I can, but I'll see what I can find out. Eh? You're not playing on the men's hopes, are you? I'd be grateful for just one night of peace. I'll see what I can do. If I think of anything, I will return. Oh, sorry. Sorry, lady.
I see.
Wasn't really paying attention. I thought that was a temple.
My pleasure.
Hello, my name is Acalia. I'm an initiate here at the Temple of Tempus. I help Everard maintain the temple armory and perform rituals. Well met, Acalia. I'm Emerald Leaf. You are an initiate in the Templarian faith, eh? I didn't realize that the Lord of Battles was so popular. Yeah, well. I think that... See, our cleric... No. The Lathander. So we could say this. Tempus is revered a great deal by the barbarian tribes up here. They call him Tippos. We immigrants see a lot of conflict and violence in these parts, and people want to make sense of it all. Barbarian tribes, how do they feel about the Tin Towns being here? It changes from season to season, from year to year, like all things. They are mistrustful of us immigrants and often view our settlements here as an intrusion on their land. Sometimes they trade with us, sometimes they war with us. As an elf, we probably should say this, but again, I'm like high charisma, so I wouldn't be so rude. Instead, we're a tribe of elves, so I would say this probably would make sense. I suppose it is their nature to see the immigrants as a threat to their way of life. The tribe's anger is probably more out of cultural isolation than any actual threat. Because, we can relate with our tribe, maybe. It is just part of our daily routine. We know that the barbarians are just a few peaks away, and we immigrants understand the danger that they bring to our lives. You said we immigrants. Where are you from? I'm originally from Neverwinter. I came here to aid Battlelord Everard when the former war priest Rinfeld was killed in a battle against the barbarians near Bryn Shander. Ouch, I guess those barbarians really don't like the immigrants too much. And then it says that. Well, sounds like a love-hate relationship. At least they don't try to kill you all the time. Alright, well... I mean, pointless to live in such harsh conditions. Aren't people afraid? We live in harsh conditions ourselves, so I'm going to not do that one. I don't know if we miss out on anything by not doing it. This huge warhammer looks as if it would take the combined strength of two men to wield it. Its thick steel head is bound with studded bronze bands and is speckled with what appears to be dried blood. The inscription upon it reads, Bone Cracker. This magnificent weapon belonged to the legendary warrior Dumok the Fist, who died in the assault on Dragon's Spear Castle. The blade of this battle axe is buried deep into the stand upon which it rests. Hundreds of tiny notches have been whittled into its black oaken handle. The inscription upon its stand reads, Bloody Ashram's Axe. This merciless warlord repeatedly used his axe to personally execute his prisoners. He was eventually brutally dismembered by his own troops. This is a round shield with a number of wicked barbs protruding from its surface. A flaming sword, the holy symbol of Tempest, has been etched into the center of the shield. The inscription upon its stand reads, "The Shield of Margeth of the Order of the Steel Fang, slain on the 11th day of the Battle of Borisker Bridge." This long and slender lance is of astonishing quality and workmanship. The entire length of its shaft appears to have been coated in gold, and its handle is inlaid with various precious gems. The inscription upon its stand reads, "The Golden Lance of Kedweir, heralded as the greatest horseman to ever ride in battle. Kedweir died gloriously upon the fields of the dead alongside his trusted charger, Onks." This battered steel helmet is crested with the 5 serpentine heads of a hydra. The inscription upon its stand reads, "The helm of Gardoom Greenaxe. Gardoom was the captain of the famed adventuring company, the Dragon Claw Clan." The fate of this legendary swordsman remains a mystery. Though he is presumed to be dead, he was last seen entering the marsh of Toon alone. This is a large shield with the symbol of a white sword emblazoned upon its surface. Numerous dents and scratches indicate the shield has seen many battles. The inscription upon its stand reads, "The Shield of Aeonin, a veteran of many battles against the Uthgard barbarians. Aeonin was slain whilst battling a white dragon matriarch upon the waves of Lac Dineshire. His body and his blade were never recovered." And there's nothing. This glyph-warded door set into the floor appears to lead down into a chamber beneath the temple. There doesn't appear to be a way to open it.
Hrothgar mentioned there were strangers in town. What is it you want?
"I am Rai-al Leef. Are you the high priest of this temple?"
Yes, I am Everard. Everard of Tempus, battle priest of the Lord of Battles. What brings you here?
"You carry the scars of war, Everard. Were you wounded in battle?"
These eyes have seen battle, yes. And my skin bears the mark of swords and axes. That was long ago. Now my place is here.
"Why would you leave battle behind?"
Because there are many ways one may serve one's god. I am of the Order of the Broken Blade. My duty is to watch this place.
"Order of the Broken Blade?"
Yes, we were warriors. Wounded in battle, our injuries now keep us far from the front lines. Still, we are fit to guard holy sites to our Lord.
"This is a holy site?"
It is sacred to Tempus, yes. It marks the field where the barbarian Jared gave up his life ages ago. He lies encased in stone beneath this temple.
What happened?
Jared was a shaman who lived long ago. He brought unity to the northern tribes and led them to victory against the army of Arakan, at the cost of his life.
How did he die?
Once Arakan saw his army routed by Jared and the northern tribes, he sought to bring the Hells to his aid. Arakan opened a gate to the lower plains.
He brought demons to the battlefield? The northern tribes would have been destroyed.
I do not believe that. Jared did. It is said that Tempus himself appeared to Jared upon the battlefield, and Jared took that as a sign.
Sign to do what?
Jared believed Tempus was calling him to sacrifice himself for his people to ensure victory. And so he cast his body into the portal, his blood fusing it to stone. It lies entombed beneath the temple to this day.
You don't sound like you agree with
Jared
Jared's
had
choice.
no need to sacrifice himself. Tempus's appearance was a test of faith, proof Jared's people had already won the field that day. Jared failed his god and died a coward's death.
Are you sure his death was in vain? Jared did seal the poor...
One dies for Tempus with a blade in one's hand, not by martyring oneself within the embrace of infernal magics. Jared's duty was to stand with his comrades, not cast himself to his death when the field was already theirs.
His sacrifice may have prevented other deaths, Everett.
Sacrifice? Let me say this of sacrifice, young one. Then we shall speak of this no more. Sacrifice is a death that has meaning. When it is in vain, it is not sacrifice. It is a waste. That is the lesson of Jared Stone.
Well, just because you don't think it was a sacrifice or you thought it was in vain doesn't mean that it was, and everybody else feels the same way. And this stone is buried beneath the temple?
Aye, a great stone disc that holds Jared's corpse for eternity. And so I watch and guard it in Tempest's name.
I see. I had some other questions I wish to ask
You
you.
are free to ask, traveler. I promise no answers.
Do you know anything about the expedition that Hrothgar is putting together?
I have heard of it, yes. A messenger from Kuldahar visited the temple not long ago, and it has spurred Hrothgar to see what is happening in the north.
A messenger?
Yes. A man from Kuldahar found his way to our door, and he was dead by morning. He claimed he was a messenger from the Archdruid of Kuldahar.
What did he want?
The man spoke of disturbances in Kuldahar. His wounds prevented me from making any sense of his words. Perhaps Hrothgar understood more than I, for he's preparing an expedition.
Are you going on this expedition?
No, for my place is here. Were I invited, I would still not go. My injuries would only slow the expedition.
I see. I had some other questions I wished to ask you.
You are free to ask, traveler. I promise no answers.
Okay, never mind. We've covered everything. But that does remind me that I should put these quick spells in place.
I see. My pleasure.
Oh, thank the gods, whoever you are. You picked the perfect time to wander by. I could really use some help. My name is Rai-al Leef. Who might you be? The name's Absol, but please, we don't have time for such pleasantries. I need your help. Oh, what seems to be the problem? A wolf somehow got into my workshop and is tearing the place apart. It attacked me as I was opening the shop this morning. I was so startled by the sight of the beast that I accidentally broke the key off in the lock while trying to get away. Now I can't even get back in. What is it exactly that you want me to do? I'd be most grateful if you could go in there and get rid of that stupid thing for me. Then I could get back to my scrimshaw. Of course, you'll have to find a way to get the door open first. Sounds like quite a task. What's in it for me? All right, you greedy jerk. I'll throw in some gold for your trouble. Will that satisfy your copper-clenching black heart? All right. Very well. I'll dispatch your troublesome hound shortly. Hey, man, we're taking danger. We're risking. I sincerely thank you. The door to my shop is just around the corner here. Please get rid of that demonic canine as soon as possible. We're risking ourselves for you. What are you talking about? You're the one all greedy, not wanting to pay for services rendered.
Ready. Yep.
This woman has a skin like the surface of the lake, light green hair and delicate features like that of an elf. At your approach, she begins to sing a soft, flowing song, like the sound of a great undersea current. But you have no idea why the song reminds you of that. In a moment, the song and the feeling passes, and the woman looks at you hopefully. That song, are you the woman that Honan sees in his dreams? Honan? Yes, Honan. You are the woman from his dreams, aren't you? Yes, yes. Have your eyes fallen upon him? Do you know where it is he walks? Yes, I spoke to him recently. He sees you in his dreams, but he doesn't know what you want of him. What do you want? I am of the calling Alicia of the Sky's mirror. My heart is Jonan's, but he cannot see me in the flesh, or else I will become as the currents upon the shore. A gift do I have for him, from one of his blood long ago, who also held my heart, but not as Honan holds it now. Gift? What do you mean? Many reflections of the moon have come and gone since the day in which the one of the blood of Honan fell beneath the waters of the lake. He fought the last of the great white serpents that swam upon the northern winds. The queen mother Ikeseracht, who now lives without life on the bed of the lake. Oh, now lies without life on the bed of the lake. A promise was made, and I must honor it. What promise? The one from which Honan comes asked I see his blade return to those of his blood if the queen serpent Ikeseracht drank his life. She did, but not before he dealt her a mortal blow. From the depths of the lake, I have brought the fire-shaped steel that ended her life. It is intended that it be belonging of Honan now. So you wish to return the sword of Honan's ancestor to him, but you cannot because the sight of you will make you stream away to water. It is one of the laws of the lands beneath the lake's mirror. Will you give this to Honan and tell him of my heart? My songs are his, my heart is his. Forgive me, Alicia of the Sky's mirror, but there are many tales of gifts that are more than they appear, perhaps even dangerous. I mean no harm upon Honan. Ah, I did not ask you about your intentions. I asked about the gift. You said nothing of what it may do. As for no harm upon Honan, well, your dreams are already hurting him, whether you mean them to or not. The dreams were the only way I could speak to him. The blade is for him. I only wish him to dwell on the waves beside me. But humans can't live beneath the waves, Alicia. For your kind, you are obviously headstrong to appear upon the shores here, where anyone may see you. That speaks to me a desperate heart, and a desperate heart does dangerous things. There is no truth I can offer in these broken words that will show you that I, nor this gift, mean Honan harm. Words may not suffice to show me your intentions, but a song might. Teach me your song, Alicia, and I shall see to it the blade you hold is carried safely to its rightful owner. She sings, and you feel the words rather than hear them. Images of the lake, the currents, and Alicia's watch over the skeletons of all those that lie beneath the waves, dragon and human, fill your vision. When her song ends, you feel yourself stunned for a moment. She is trustworthy, and she carries nothing but love in her heart for Honan. And we gain 12,000 experience. You convinced, okay. I will see to it this blade is returned to Honan. Alicia, I think it will make a grand tale indeed. Here, then, I entrust this to your keeping until your path crosses with that of Honan. Return you when you have given it to him. I must know if it has found its way back to its home. I'll return when I've given it to Honan. Alicia, farewell. But, since she taught me the song, my bard should have an additional song to sing. We're not coming in here. We know that there's no reason to go in there. And we're trying not to waste everybody's time too much with our starting over here. Honan, I think that I found the reason for those dreams you're having. Eh? You're not playing on a... Okay, we already said that before. The woman in your dreams is a sea spirit, Honan. Her kind speak through song, which is why you couldn't understand her. A sea spirit? Eh? What does she want, then? Why the dreams? Her name is Alicia. Speaking through dreams is one of the talents of her race. She speaks to you because she loved one of your ancestors and has carried a promise for him for many, many years. One of my ancestors? Why come to me then? Your features remind her of him, and your heart is as strong, if not stronger. She has come to love you, but she cannot let you see her in the flesh. She wishes to give you something that belonged to your ancestor, if you would take it. Hey, I will. Of course I will. Sorry, it's a bit much to be laid upon a fisherman all at once. I'd be honored to accept anything she wishes me to have. Here you are then. It's the blade your ancestor used against Icasaract, the last of the white dragon matriarchs. It lay within the dragon's heart for almost a century at the bottom of the waters. Carry it well, and know that Alicia loves you. Your dreams shall trouble you no more. By the spine of the world, even shattered, this blade's a wonder. But no more dreams, you said. I'll miss them, actually. Her song's beautiful, simply beautiful. I'll tell her, Honan. Farewell.
Done.
Hey there, matey. How are ye doing? Whew. Been hitting the sauce lately, old man? Well, there's no need to be mean about it. It's a real problem for me, you see. I need me wine to fish. It's a matter of life and death, matey. Well, is there anything I can do to support your downward spiral into oblivion? See, we could do this. We could take this track since we're not a holy party anymore. You can go to Pomab's and fetch me some wine. Then I could get back to me fishing. I would be grateful for it. I'd go to get it myself, but 2 summers passed. I got so mad at that pompous Pomab that I threw his sorry behind into Lake Dinishir. Sure, you seem like a nice old man in that drunken fisherman sort of way. Hey, thanks, matey. You can find Pomab's store in the northeast corner of town. Great. I'll be back presently.
My pleasure.
So we'll come over here and we'll get geared up so we can go take care of that wolf. But we will do that in the next episode because we have run out of time for this episode. So hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it's a bummer that we're starting over. Probably don't want to see all that. And if you don't want to see all this again, you can skip to probably what'll be episode 3 maybe. Because I'll do the same cut before where it's like we cut and we don't start the episode where we travel until we're starting a new episode. So that you could pick up from there, which is where we left off whenever that was the last episode for our holy party before we decided we're going to start over. So hopefully you enjoyed this. If you have any comments, questions, etc., please let me know. And until next time, have an incredibly nice day.